Aloha and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about the loop else construct. It's a little bit counterintuitive, so let me show you this one and explain to you what it does. So let's open up VS Code here. So we have this loop else that we can use for both while and for statements. So what this does is it allows you to execute a block of code just one time at the end of the last iteration. So it does this as long as you don't break out of the loop using the break construct. So it also has a purpose of, it gives you the ability to clean up after certain successful iterations have passed. And again, keep in mind that this only runs one time. So I'm showing you both the while example, and down here we've got a for example. I made the code do pretty much the same thing, but we just have this arbitrary problem. So we want to find out how many even numbers are between 0 and a certain number. So we say the number of items is 10 up here, and then we're going to say the number divisible by 2. We're going to initialize it to 0. I'm also going to say that number is 0. So what we're saying here is while number is less than or equal to the number of items, in other words, 0 is less than 10, we're going to ask it, is the number modulo 2 equal to 0? In other words, is this number evenly divisible by 2? And if it is, we're going to say the number divisible by 2 is equal to the number divisible by 2 plus 1. We're just adding 1 to it. And then we're adding 1 to our num because we don't want an infinite loop here. So it'll enter this and it'll go through until number is greater than 10. At that point, it'll quit executing and it'll go to this next line, which is going to say there were whatever numbers in the range divisible by 2. If none of these were actually divisible by 2, it's going to exit out and not do anything. So it's only going to tell us this if we've actually gone through here a number of times. So let's go ahead and run this. And you can see that there were 6 numbers in the range divisible by 2. So if you think about it, that's going to be 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And after 10, it's out of the loop. So this is using the while and the else here. So we're going to go ahead and comment out this code. We're going to do the same thing using the for loop, because as we discussed earlier, you can do this for the using for as well. So we do the same things we did above. We say the number of items is 10, the number divisible by 2 is 0, and then we say for num in range, which is going to go from 0 to the number of items inclusive. And then we're going to do that same math. We're going to say, is the number divided by 2, is the remainder 0? If it is, then we say the number divisible by 2 is equal to the number divisible by 2 plus 1, and we keep on going. And then at the end of it all, we do a print of there were X number in the range divisible by 2. And if we try to run that, we will see that indeed it gives us the same answer as up above. So essentially what we're doing, again, just to recap, we've got a for loop with an else on it. This is going to, the else is going to run one time after you find the sentinel value and you knock out of, or not knock out, but this after you, this no longer evaluates to true. It's going to go down here and hit the else statement. And again, this only executes once. It's a good place to put in any cleanup code. If you did anything in your loop that needs to be cleaned up afterwards, this is a good place to put it. But that is essentially the 2 lessons that we've learned today, which is the loop else, and it works for both the while and for the for. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out and talk to me about it. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Other than that, I will see you in the next video. Enjoy.